coming out. My name is Joe Richichi. I'm a orange semester student, and today I'm going to talk about reptiles in media. So a little about me. This laser pointer going. So this is for the last 5 years in Florida. I did reptile educational talks for kids and for a lot of adults too, who didn't have a good idea of reptiles at shows called Repticons, so kind of like Comic-Cons but for reptiles. I'm sure you've seen this cat around campus and on a bunch of cars. That's my cat Waffles. These are that's a drawing of the snake that I did, so I'm an artist on the side. This was my first big boa constrictor. These are my first baby Jackson's chameleons that I had born, not hatched. Some chameleons are egg layers, some are live birth. This Susie had 15 baby chameleons when I came home one day. This is Clementine, my leopard gecko. This was actually my first ball python breeding session with snakes, and I had twins come out of the same egg, so that was really exciting. 7 babies out of 6 eggs, and this is what started all, my bearded dragons. That was Titan and his baby. He had no idea it was up there, or he would have eaten it. So, it started. So, Ophidiophobia is a natural fear of snakes. It's a simple fear of snakes. A lot of people have it, and a lot of people don't know why they have it, but it's just a natural fear. So it dates back to a time in evolution when mammals had to fight reptiles for their food. They had to live, they had to breed, they had to survive with natural predators like that. So Arnie Ullman was a professor who did some research with flowers, mushrooms, snakes, and spiders. So what he did is he put up different slides they had a select group of people that would sit down with clickers. One to select when they found snakes or anything that caused them fear, and another clicker that they selected when they saw something that was nice, like flowers or mushrooms. And the reaction time is what proves the fears. So the second something came up with a snake or a spider or something that scared them, they clicked it really easily, but it took them a little bit longer to click in when they saw mushrooms and flowers or something friendly. So the results is that basically that we are predisposed to fear without having any prior traumatic experiences or anything like that. So what can we do for people who are already afraid of snakes? Is there anybody afraid of snakes? Any afraid of reptiles? Not that comfortable around them? Yeah. Okay, good. But if you are, and I'm sure you know people that are, let's get started. So starting them out young, early exposure, and this is me actually. This is me as Jack Hanna, and for a Halloween costume thing that we did at a first grade school. That's my red Tegu Blaze in his shark costume. So I had my little shark lizard there. I couldn't find a picture, but I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises that came, and a couple other ones. And this is one of the reptile shows, teaching this little man how to hold a big snake. And just kind of getting them started young. But I put in there the repetition. Repetition is key. So a lot of people have held a big snake when they were young, and then by the time they grow up, they're like, not again. I don't remember that. I was young and dumb, and I don't want to do that again. So repetition is key. I just threw that in there for a little bit. I don't know why this laser is on here.
Just touch the screen and move it.
What's that?
Touch the screen and go.
Touch the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Okay. So, know your simple differences. So I'm going to put these two up first. Anybody want to tell me which one is which? Anybody identify these snakes?
What are the options?
So these are two very, very misinterpreted snakes. There is a water snake, a simple banded water snake, and there's a cottonmouth for the water moccasin. Anybody tell the difference of these two? Which one's which?
Cottonmouth on the left.
Cottonmouth is on the left. Very good. So cottonmouth is on the left. It's hard to really see with these pictures. I kind of ran out of room, but the cottonmouth has a very, very wide jaw. So a very venomous, highly dangerous snake. Often aggressive, one of the more aggressive dangerous snakes when there's not a lot of, most dangerous snakes and venomous snakes are more fearful and they have warning strikes and they're not actually going to get you. This one has been documented a couple times going after people, but the banded water snake on the right, completely harmless. They even have, their worst is a slight anticoagulant in their spit, so they can sting your blood a tiny little bit, but it's nothing that's going to ever hurt you. You never feel it. I've been bit by one before. Anyways, so these two, very simple, but if you haven't seen the differences before, alligator versus crocodile. We know which one's which. Yes. I'm sorry? Yep, the one on the left is the alligator, and a lot of it has to do with that bite. So the overbite, you always see in alligators, and you see over and underbite in crocodiles. There's a lot more differences, a lot in the scales, a lot in the head shape, but that's a lot more detail than I'll get into for this little one. But does anybody know why I put up a rattlesnake and a corn snake in here? Let me guess. So, rattlesnakes rattle their tail, that's a given. Corn snakes also rattle their tail. So a rattlesnake that could kill you with a very small amount of venom versus a corn snake that couldn't really do anything to you. This is something that a lot of snakes are killed because they hear the rattle. Now a small snake like this, and I've seen it when I feed baby snakes in Tupperware, they rattle their tail, they try and act all big and bad, but they're harmless. They can't do anything. As babies, they can't even open their mouth big enough to actually bite you. But they do rattle their tail to invoke fear in the predator, to kind of give that idea that they're a lot more dangerous than they are. I got 3 other ones here. We've all seen these. We all know red on yellow, kill a fellow, red on black, find a jack. But we have actually 2 different types of red on black snakes. Anybody know? Well, I kind of just told you, but which one is the venomous snake? You guys need to see how you want to. The middle one, yes. The middle one is your coral snake. Anybody know what this guy is up here? Yep, this is a scarlet king snake. And this one is actually just called a scarlet snake. So it's not technically a king snake, it's a scarlet snake, scarlet king snake. There's also OKT corn snakes that look exactly like that as well. It's a little bit different head shape. So turtles versus tortoises. This one, unfortunately, a lot of people still will take a tortoise and toss them in the water to help them get to where they want to go, and they can't swim. So, so there's 4 main differences for them. Their habitat, obviously turtles are more aquatic, and tortoises are land tortoises, but also tortoises, you won't really find them in a tropical climate. You find some, you find gopher tortoises, and there's some other ones, but inchbacks, but most of them are desert tortoises. The aquatic turtles are the ones that you're going to see, and oh my goodness. So their legs and feet, another one. You always see spurs and really thick, stumpy legs for tortoises in there. That's for digging and for getting around the rough terrain. Your turtles are going to have more of your aquatic and webbed feet. So their diet, typically aquatic turtles are carnivorous or omnivorous. They do eat both. Your tortoises are mostly vegetarian, but they do know to eat some drugs if they get their hands on some. And their shell. Your turtles are going to be very sleek, smooth shell. However, there's always exceptions. Your alligator snapping turtles have the very large pyramiding on their shells, kind of like this guy is called pyramiding on their scutes. Anybody know what the top and bottom of the tortoise and turtle shells are called?
Carapace.
I'm sorry?
Carapace.
Yes, carapace is on the top, and you know what the bottom is? Plastron. Yes. So your plastron is on the bottom, your carapace is on the top. So I put that on there, but I want to make sure that I point that out. So what about this guy? You know what this is? This is actually an ornate box turtle. So the ornate box turtle that has the stumpy legs, that doesn't care to go into the water too much. So like I said, there's always going to be these differences, and that brings to birds and chickens. So a friend of mine pointed out that all chickens are birds, not all birds are chickens. So all tortoises all tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises. So there are differences, but there's also a lot of similarities in them. So poison versus venom, another one that we always hear. I like saying this to kids when they ask me at the reptile shows. I'm not sure if the parents really appreciate it, but if you bite it and you die, it was poisonous. If it bites you and you die, it was venomous. So poison and venom is almost 99% the delivery method. So if it's injected into the bloodstream, it's venomous. You can eat something. If you were to eat this poison dart frog, it's poisonous and it would affect you that way. And this question I always get, well, what if you drink the venom? Well, you make the world a little smarter. So you don't want to drink venom. Most of the time, it's not going to have an effect on your system, but there's always that chance. It's completely not worth the risk, unfortunately. Too many people do it. It's reptiles are a bad name. But, so to get on with reptiles in the media, ignoring ignorance. So this one I actually found as I was going through and looking for examples for this. This is the first one that I had. It's the use of adjectives is significant when it comes to portraying reptiles in the media. and it ruins their look. So this one, I like this one. The reptiles lurk in our backyard, golf courses, and national parks. These reptiles are lurking around. They're so awful. But what they should have put is how, you know, we destroyed their land and they're trying to find somewhere to be, and now we're just making people afraid of them. So crocodiles attack pets, a completely avoidable situation, completely avoidable. Most of the time there's signs up, say there are alligators in this water, and if there's not, if you're in a tropical climate, just take that as a possibility. Don't let your animals near the water. It's a lot safer to not do it. Another one is from the daily.co.uk, that halfway news station. So again, snakes on a plane, horrified. Passengers leap out of their seats after a poisonous, they didn't come to this talk, snake slithers out of an overhead locker and dangles from them during a flight. So this was actually, it looked like from the video it was a green viper, but there was no specialist that actually identified the snake. Green viper, yes, would have been a venomous snake, a poisonous one, and it would have been quite a dangerous situation. However, they didn't actually specify it, so it could have just been a green rat snake or any kind of other small green snake that are completely harmless. But it makes for such a better story. Oh my gosh, there was a giant venomous, poisonous snake on this plane. Everybody freaked out. So it's just kind of ignorant. And like I said with the pets, we got to remember what we've done. So the destruction of wildlife is always taken into consideration. Where are these deer going to go? Where are all the birds going to go? What about all the squirrels? And what about all the gophers and any other kind of furry mammal that we forget? The reptiles are there too, and reptiles are everywhere. And they're completely 100% affected just as bad as the mammals are. So YouTube videos, and I try to not watch them, but I see them all the time. This one had gone viral. This man, I'm not quite sure where it was, but he's smacking these cobras, and people are like, "Oh my God, this guy's so crazy. He's awesome. Look at how fearless he is." But he's abusing these animals, and he's smacking the heck out of them. And for what? For more likes on YouTube. I'm not really sure what it was for. And this one right here, this really bothers me. This was obviously somebody's pet. It's an albino hognose snake. It's actually a rear fang snake, rear fang venomous snake, which is kind of interesting. Their venom is not more potent than much of a bee sting, but their rear fangs, so their fangs are way in the back of the mouth. So if they bite you, you gotta really chew on you to get the fangs into you, and then it's harmless. So these are actually completely safe and kept as pets. The other rear fangs I know are the Asian vine snake and the false water cobra, I believe. But anyways, this snake is eating itself, and this happens. It's a natural thing. It can happen. It happens on accident. But instead of immediately trying to help the snake, which is obviously going to die if it keeps going like this, unless it regurgitates itself really fast, its stomach kind of passes its enzymes to start to eat away at its own body. And instead of helping it out, they sat and took a video and laughed about how cool it was, how dumb snake, but this poor thing is killing itself, and the owners aren't doing anything about it. So little things like that can be, just don't feed into it. And so teaching an old dog new tricks.